There are moments in life when trust feels effortless. When you believe the people closest to you understand your intentions without question, and the bond you share seems strong enough to withstand anything. But sometimes, without warning, that sense of certainty gets challenged. Not always through dramatic conflict, but through quiet distance, unspoken doubts, and situations that make you question what was real and what was assumed. It can feel like being placed in an emotional trial you never agreed to, where your reactions, patience, and capacity for love are tested in ways you only recognize much later. In those experiences, what hurts most is not just the change in someone else's behavior, but the way it forces you inward to confront your own expectations, your boundaries, and the depth of your emotional investment. You begin to notice how easily silence can be misread, how quickly misunderstanding can grow when communication breaks down, and how heavy it feels to carry uncertainty without clear answers. Yet even in that confusion, something important is revealed. You start to see which parts of your connection were built on clarity and which were built on assumption. And while it can feel like a breaking point, it is often also a turning point, one that shows you the strength you didn't realize you were using just to keep going. Not everything that feels like loss is meant to destroy you. Sometimes, it is life's uncomfortable way of showing you what needed to be understood more deeply all along. Now, divine justice is in motion. Archangel Michael says, "Your heart has been weighed and found faithful. Every betrayal, every silence, every doubt, they were part of your examination, and you passed it with a spirit made of gold." Your person is realizing what they almost lost. They're not proud of how they tested you. They're shaken by how deeply you loved, despite the pain. Type Amen to get blessing 444. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Don't skip, my beloved child, because heaven is not done revealing the truth. The one who tested you didn't just want to see your loyalty, they wanted to see if you could stand without them. They wanted to know if your strength was real or borrowed. And you proved it. Every time you chose peace instead of chaos, heaven wrote it down. Every time you stayed silent, instead of defending yourself, you won a silent war. You thought you were losing, but the angels were clapping behind the scenes. Now the tables are turning. The person who thought they could test you is the one being tested next. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are preparing a revelation. Your faith under fire became a weapon of light." The person who played with your emotions is about to realize they were playing with destiny itself. They tried to measure your worth through pain. They thought distance would destroy you, but instead, it made you rise higher, glow brighter, and walk closer to divine favor. Now they're haunted, not by your mistakes, but by the purity they doubted. They're being shown visions, signs, and memories of the love they once took for granted. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Stay till the end, because what's about to unfold is redemption in slow motion. Your name is being whispered in their sleep. Your image appears when they try to move on. The test they created has become their own lesson. They learned that love cannot be measured by silence or distance. They learned that your heart was never playing games. They see now, you were the answer, not the question. The heavens are not punishing them, they're awakening them. The storm they sent you through is circling back to their doorstep. Type Amen to get blessing 777. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says this, "The time for pretending is over. Your person will soon step forward with trembling hands and honest words. They will confess that the test was never fair. They will admit that you were never meant to prove anything. The truth is, They feared losing you before they even had you. That fear made them create walls, traps, and illusions. But now, the truth burns through it all. The same divine force that held you through pain is guiding them toward you again. They've seen your worth, and they can't unsee it. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The divine is restoring balance. Every tear you cried became currency in the spirit. You paid for a lesson that will now reward you in love, peace, and unexpected blessings. Don't skip this, because your story is reaching its turning point. The one who tested your soul will soon fight to protect it. The one who doubted your intentions will soon defend your name in rooms you've never entered. The game they played became their awakening. The heartbreak became your crown. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Heaven wants you to know you never lost. You simply graduated from a chapter meant to show everyone who you truly are. While they were testing your patience, you were mastering forgiveness. They wanted to see if you'd chase, but instead, you chose dignity. As time continues to pass, the emotional intensity of past experiences often softens, allowing space for reflection without the same weight of expectation or longing. What once felt urgent begins to feel distant, and in that distance, clarity becomes easier to access. Sometimes, people do return to our lives, not as the same versions of themselves or as the same versions we remember, but as individuals shaped by their own experiences, regrets, and realizations. Whether or not such a return happens, the real shift lies in how prepared we are to respond, not from a place of desperation or unresolved emotion, but from a grounded sense of self-respect and calm understanding. If communication resumes, it often carries a different tone, one that acknowledges past misunderstandings and the complexity of timing, emotional readiness, and personal growth. However, the most important change is not in the other person, but in the internal state of the one who once waited. There is freedom in no longer needing to prove worth, no longer needing to chase clarity, and no longer assigning one person the responsibility for one's emotional completion. Life has a way of teaching that what is meant to be understood will eventually become clear, either through direct conversation or through the passage of time itself. The real restoration, if it comes, is not just about reconnection with someone else, but about reconnection with oneself, one's boundaries, values, and peace of mind. And if it does not come, there is still wholeness to be found in moving forward without resentment. In that sense, every ending carries a quiet invitation to begin again, not as the person who was waiting, but as the person who has already grown through waiting. The tears that once blurred your vision are clearing your path. You're walking into a season where those who doubted your worth will become witnesses of your glow. This is not karma, it's divine balance. Everything that was taken, hidden, or delayed will be restored tenfold, and the one who tested you will now protect you as if their life depends on it. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. Don't skip this part. You're about to see what it feels like when heaven says, enough. Enough suffering, enough confusion, enough waiting. Now it's time for clarity, peace, and miracles to flow. The test wasn't meant to punish, it was meant to prove your strength. And you, my beloved child, have proven that love still exists in its purest form. Prepare for doors to open, hearts to soften, and energy to shift in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Archangel Michael says, your story is not ending, it's just beginning. This new chapter will carry peace, abundance, and divine alignment. You won't need to explain yourself anymore. The truth will travel faster than lies ever did. Those who misunderstood you will apologize without you asking. Those who left you behind will wish to return. And your person, the one who tested you, will finally see you as heaven does, irreplaceable. all because you remained pure when they expected you to break. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. So breathe now. The test is over. The lesson is complete. Heaven is rewriting your destiny with light, protection, and grace. You are being positioned for something extraordinary. Everything that once felt like a delay was divine preparation. Your name is being spoken in rooms of favor, and the angels are clearing every obstacle in your way. Your person will come back, not to test, but to testify. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. My beloved child, stand still. Let divine timing unfold naturally. The truth always returns home. And this time, it carries peace. Your story was never about loss. It was about evolution. You didn't fail the test. You became the answer. Archangel Michael is surrounding you now, sealing this chapter with light. Your reward is near. Your peace is eternal. And your heart is free. If this message spoke to you, stay in faith, stay in love, and remember, your victory is written in heaven. You have reached the point where everything starts to shift. Certain people, or moments, that once held emotional intensity, may begin to resurface in your thoughts, not as open wounds, but as unfinished chapters that now feel different from where you stand today. What once felt overwhelming or confusing starts to feel more like distance, something you can observe rather than relive. And in that distance, there is clarity. Sometimes, when emotional energy changes, so do relationships connected to it. People who once misunderstood you or underestimated your presence may begin to view those same memories through a different lens. Time has a way of reshaping perception, and what was once dismissed or overlooked can re-enter awareness with new weight. This doesn't always lead to dramatic reconnections or sudden conversations, but it can create a quiet acknowledgement within both sides that things unfolded the way they did, for reasons neither fully understood at the time. Still, what matters most is not the expectation of return, but the stability you've built within yourself. Life has a way of bringing reflections of the past back into your awareness when you are finally steady enough to see them without being pulled under by them. If communication returns or understanding deepens between you and someone from your past, it will feel less like a surprise and more like a natural consequence of timing and growth rather than fate or external forces. What you carry forward from this point is not longing, but discernment. You begin to recognize the difference between what was emotionally intense and what was genuinely aligned with your well-being. That distinction allows you to engage with the future from a more centered place, where decisions are guided by clarity rather than emotional residue. Ultimately, this stage of your journey is less about waiting for something to come back and more about recognizing how far you have come. The calm you have developed becomes your foundation. From here, whatever enters your life, whether familiar or entirely new, meets you at a level where you are no longer searching for validation, but simply open to what is healthy, real, and mutually respectful. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Don't skip, because what you are about to see is the reward of staying faithful to your own soul. You are walking into a time where you will attract people who value your heart the first time. You won't have to go through the same test again. The lesson has been learned, the pattern broken. The angels are ushering you into a space where you are celebrated, not tolerated, where you are loved, not tested. This is your season of being seen. The invisible crown you wore in pain will become visible in peace. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. My beloved child, heaven is saying this clearly. Your patience was not a waste. You didn't fail, you ascended. You didn't lose, you leveled up. The person who tested you will soon mirror your patience, your loyalty, your grace. They will try to match the frequency they once doubted. They will step carefully, because now they know your worth. You will notice a softness in their words, an honesty in their eyes. It will feel unfamiliar but real. That is your sign. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into a timeline where blessings flow without resistance. The doors that were once locked are opening easily. The opportunities you once chased are now chasing you. This is not luck, it's alignment. Everything you endured was preparing you for this. Your vibration is now attracting only what serves your highest good. The one who tested you may still approach, but this time you will decide if their energy matches yours. You will hold the choice, the power, the peace. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Stay till the end. The angels are showing you glimpses of what's coming through numbers, songs, and sudden memories. Don't dismiss them. These are messages of reassurance. You are not imagining the shift. You are feeling it. You are not hoping blindly. You are sensing reality unfolding. The test is over. The chapter is closing. And the sunrise is near. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. My beloved child, breathe. You are safe. You are chosen. Every delay was protection. Every rejection was redirection. Every silent night was a divine conversation about your future. Now, heaven is calling you into a season of answered prayers, a season where your love is not tested but treasured. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. Archangel Michael says, do not fear the return. It's not a cycle repeating. It's a new story beginning. You will feel the difference. You will know it's safe by the peace in your chest. This person will approach not as a tester but as a student. They have learned through your silence what no lecture could teach. They have discovered through your absence what your presence truly meant. And now, the divine timing is in your hands. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Don't skip. You are entering the era of your own power. You will no longer be at the mercy of others' tests. You will set the tone, hold the standard, and move with grace. The angels are placing people in your life who honor your heart instantly. They will mirror back to you the same loyalty you gave freely. The one who tested you will watch from a distance as your blessings multiply. They will see you rising, and they will understand. This was never a game. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Final words of this continuation. My beloved child, everything hidden is coming into the light. Everything broken is being rebuilt. Everything delayed is arriving right on time. The test was real, but so was your victory. You are stepping into a future where your love is celebrated, your name is honored, and your heart is safe. Archangel Michael is sealing this with protection and favor. Walk forward now with confidence. The heavens are with you. The story is turning, and your reward is inevitable. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. The angels have been speaking in whispers around you lately. You've noticed the flicker of lights, the sudden chills, the feeling that someone unseen is standing just behind you. That's no coincidence. It's heaven showing you that the test is truly complete. Every unseen tear you shed watered the garden that is now about to bloom. You are walking into a timeline where the same pain that once crushed you will now crown you. Those who tested you will witness the glow that came from your surrender. Archangel Michael says the time of waiting in shadows is over. The light that was hidden behind clouds is about to pour through your life. The heavens are rearranging everything so that what once confused you will soon make perfect sense. The things that once pulled you into emotional noise start to lose their grip, not because they disappeared overnight, but because you have grown past the version of you that used to be affected by them. There's a kind of strength that doesn't announce itself. It builds in silence, in patience, in the choice to keep going even when no one is clapping, even when misunderstandings linger, even when your efforts go unseen. Over time, that quiet endurance reshapes you in ways others may not immediately recognize. People who once misread your intentions or underestimated your depth might eventually come to see you differently, not because you changed to impress them, but because life has a way of revealing clarity through distance and time. And sometimes, those same people may circle back with new awareness, not necessarily because they have become different individuals overnight, but because experience has a way of humbling perspective. Still, what matters most is not their return or recognition, but the internal alignment you've built within yourself, the calm you've learned to protect, the boundaries you've learned to honor, and the self-respect you no longer negotiate. Growth often feels like solitude before it feels like recognition, and transformation is rarely loud while it's happening. It is shaped in the quiet decisions, walking away when necessary, staying grounded when provoked, and choosing understanding over reaction. This is divine justice in motion. No revenge, no anger, just realization. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. Heaven is preparing you for peace after the storm. You won't have to look back. What belongs to you will find you effortlessly. Every battle you survived refined you into someone unstoppable. This next season of your life carries no anxiety. It carries calm confidence, glowing favor, and divine companionship. The angels have walked before you to clear every obstacle. My beloved child, your path now sparkles with restoration. The broken pieces are aligning into a masterpiece. You are the living proof that pain can become prophecy. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. Don't skip this truth. You are no longer in the test. You are in the testimony. Your story is being used to awaken others. Your strength is inspiring souls you haven't even met. Every sleepless night, every silent prayer, every lonely sunrise, they were not wasted. They became the ink heaven used to rewrite your destiny. Archangel Michael says your name carries weight in the spirit now. When it's spoken, light follows. When you enter a room, energy shifts. You have become a carrier of divine frequency. Type Amen to get blessing 3535. The one who tested you thought the silence meant the end. They didn't realize silence was your shield. They mistook your stillness for surrender, but it was strategy, divine protection, cloaked in calm. Now, everything they tried to test is returning to test them. Every emotion they provoked is echoing back into their own life. That is not punishment, it's reflection. Heaven's balance has begun. You, who stayed gentle, are being exalted quietly before their eyes. Your glow will speak where your words once fell unheard. Type Amen to get blessing 3636. My beloved child, listen closely. The next doors that open for you will feel surreal. Don't question them, just receive. You've already done the work, and heaven is ready to show its gratitude. Blessings will not arrive as noise but as peace. Opportunities will appear disguised as calm connections, quiet miracles, gentle nudges. Stay aware. During such phases, people tend to become more aware of their internal world, noticing how much they have grown compared to who they once were, and how certain connections or experiences shaped that growth. What once felt confusing or emotionally charged can, with distance, begin to reveal lessons about boundaries, self-worth, and the importance of mutual understanding. There is a quiet kind of empowerment that emerges when a person stops measuring their value through another's response and instead begins to recognize their own stability, resilience, and capacity to move forward without needing constant validation. In that shift, relationships from the past are no longer viewed through the lens of longing or expectation, but through clarity, acknowledging what was meaningful, what was difficult, and what ultimately could not continue in the same form. Sometimes, people do reappear in our lives after change and distance, but when they do, it is rarely as the same version of who they were before. More often, both individuals have evolved in different ways, shaped by time, reflection, and experience. Whether reconnection happens or not, the deeper transformation lies in no longer depending on that outcome to feel complete. Growth often means accepting that closure does not always arrive through conversation, but through understanding, acceptance, and emotional release. In this sense, what once felt like delay can be reframed as a period of preparation, time spent strengthening self-awareness, clarifying personal values, and learning to move with greater emotional balance. And when life does shift again, it is not necessarily about receiving back what was lost, but about recognizing what has been gained internally: patience, perspective, and a stronger sense of self-direction.